channel. So today I wanted to film a highly requested video for you guys, which is my no makeup look. So I really wanted to do more of a soft makeup look for you guys, a little bit less products and more easier to do, especially in these hot summer months when you really don't want to be spending all day caking on makeup. I've actually been loving this more natural look and it has been my go-to. It's definitely more of a soft, dewy look. So I really focused more on the skin and highlighting the skin, even with more cream products. So if you guys want to see how I got this makeup look, then please keep on watching. Okay guys, so let's get started. As you can see, my brows are already done. I filled them in. I did my normal brow routine. I do have a video filmed on my YouTube where you guys can see how I personally do my brows. I just decided to skip that part just to make things go a little bit faster, and I know everyone has their own way of doing their brows. So I'm just gonna start by priming my eyelids with this Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This is in the shade C6, and I'm just gonna use that as an eyeshadow base. So I'm just gonna blend that in with a damp beauty blender. Now just to set that concealer, I'm just gonna use this powder puff that already has a little bit of translucent powder on it, and I'm just gonna lightly just pat my eyes so there's less creasing and the concealer is fully set. Okay, so the whole point of this look is to keep things really simple, especially if I'm in a rush or I just have to go run some errands. I want to keep things to a minimum and I want to look as natural as possible. So I'm just going to take this bronzer that I'm going to be using on my face, and I'm going to use that bronzer just to contour the crease of my eye, just to make things look a little bit more natural and I just don't look like I have white eyelids. So we're just going to use a bit of this butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is in the shade Deep, so it's their deep bronzer, and I'm just going to place a little bit of that in the crease of my eyes. So I really like the shade of this bronzer to use in the crease when I don't really want to look like I have an eyeshadow look, because it's quite natural. It blends in really nicely and it's more of like a medium tone brown. It's not too cool, it's not too warm, so it's just like the perfect natural lid shade. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it. I just literally put that color into the crease and I didn't even focus on my lid at all. Whatever shadow just kind of blended into the lid a bit. I'm just gonna leave it so it looks a little bit more natural. And now we're gonna get started on the face, which in my opinion is the most important part of this look. So I'm gonna start by priming my face with this e.l.f. Cosmetics Poreless Putty Primer. This primer is great because it's hydrating and it also does really hide your pores, which is really important for me, especially when I really want this look to be focused on the skin and I just want like a beautiful, glowing, flawless skin. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that on my fingers. Make sure your hands are nice and clean before you start. And I'm just gonna pat that more towards the middle T-zone of my face where I have the most pores. Primer is really nice. It's hydrating. I feel like it makes my makeup go really nicely. But as I said, I'm just focusing it more towards the middle part, and whatever's left I'll just drag out to the rest of my face. Okay, now for the skin part, the foundation, I'm gonna use this stick foundation. This is by Bare Minerals and it's their new Complexion Rescue Hydrating Foundation Stick, which is really good because it is hydrating and I believe it does have, yes, it does have SPF 25 in it, which is amazing for these hot summer months where the sun is quite strong and you do always want to protect your skin, especially your face. So this foundation stick is really good for that, and it is about a medium coverage, which is really nice when you want your skin to look really light and more breathable. So this is great for the summer, and for this look I kind of like to use more cream products, not many powder products, because you don't really want your skin to look heavy, especially when you're trying to do like a more natural look. So I'm just going to start with this foundation. This is in the shade Bamboo 5.5. And like I said, this is quite a medium coverage. It's not really full coverage, so if you do have imperfections, they will kind of shine through, but you can always use a concealer just to spot touch anything that you need. So I know I look a little bit crazy now, but we are going to blend that out. I actually really like using this Real Techniques foundation sponge. It's really nice because it has this flat part, which is really good for blending out foundation because it's quite big, and I just find I really like the coverage it provides. I'm just gonna use that part, make sure it's damp. Mine is washed, it is a bit stained. So make sure that it is nice and washed. It should feel damp and nice and squishy. So as you can see, I'm just pouncing with that flat side. Make sure you don't forget the neck, because a lot of people might not really pay attention to the neck when they're putting on foundation, but trust me, you need to make sure it's all blended and it looks seamless. Okay, so we have that foundation blended in, and now I'm going to do a little bit of cream contouring with this other foundation. This is from Maybelline. It's their Super Stay foundation stick, and this is in the shade Mocha 360. So this is actually really dark. I'm just gonna use a little bit of it just to add a little bit of depth, contour, and some nice bronzy color to my face. So I'm just gonna start by using this foundation stick. I'm just gonna add a little bit to the contours of my cheeks. And I know it looks kind of scary, but it will blend in pretty nicely, and a little bit does go a long way. Kind of around my nose. I'm just like patting it. You don't have to be perfect with this. It doesn't have to look exactly straight. As you can see, mine is not perfect, but we will blend that out. I like to go around the jaw, slims out the neck a little bit. Okay, now to blend that out, I'm just gonna use this little foundation brush. This is a Zoeva 102 Silk Finish brush, and I'm just gonna slowly pounce that into the skin and make sure it's all blended out. So this foundation stick is really nice for contouring because I find that it really does blend out nicely. As you can see, I really didn't have to do much there, and it's already kind of looking really nice and blended. So I like to do the contour before I do my under eye concealer because I just find it cleans everything up nicer, and then I could kind of touch up any mistakes I made maybe with the contour with some concealer. Okay, so as you can see, that darker foundation is blended out, and now we're just gonna do our under eye concealer. I'm gonna use that same concealer we used to prime our eyelids. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define one in the shade C6. Gonna take some of that and place it under my eyelids like that. I don't want to do too much concealer. I kind of just want to make sure my under eyes are concealed but not go crazy, and make sure the color is not too light either. Also gonna take some of that concealer, place it under my nose. That's where some redness will always shine through for me. And now to blend that out, I'm just gonna take this damp beauty blender. Okay, so we have that concealer blended in, and now I'm not gonna powder my whole face. I'm just gonna put a little bit of translucent powder on my under eyes, always to set my concealer. That's just a step that I always do. I really never miss that step. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this RCMA No Color translucent powder and place just a little bit of that on the under eyes, just so I don't get any creasing. So I always put my translucent powder on with just this little powder puff. I just wanna place a little bit of that translucent powder on the under eyes. I'm not gonna do any crazy baking today. I just want to keep things pretty minimal and light. Then I'm just going to take a little brush and just sweep off the excess powder. Okay, now going back in with that butter bronzer, I'm going to bronze up my face a little bit just to add some more warmth, and I'm also going to use that same butter bronzer just to put under my eyes just to complete the look. So I'm just bronzing up my face with this butter bronzer. It is the summertime and I got a little bit tan. My face is always whiter than my body, as you can kind of tell. So I just want to make sure that it all looks pretty neutral colored and I don't look like I have a white face or vice versa. You just want to make sure everything looks uniform. Okay, so I'm going to use that same bronzer, and I'm going to use this Morphe M507 blending brush and just put a little bit of that bronzer just on the under eyes. You could obviously skip this step, but I just always do this, and I feel like it just makes my eyes look a little bit more awake, I guess you can say, and it just kind of completes the look. It's pretty simple because we're just using this one bronzer pretty much for almost the whole look. I did it for my eyes and my face, so you don't have to worry about finding eyeshadows or anything like that. And then just to make my eyes look even more awakened, I'm gonna use this ColourPop Creme Gel Liner. This is their nude shade. It's in the shade Honeydude, and I love this liner. I actually love all of the ColourPop Creme Gel liners. I find they last in the waterline all day, and this nude one is definitely a must-have in everyone's makeup collection. So I'm just gonna put some of that on the waterline to show you guys the difference. I don't know if you can tell, but this eye has the Creme Gel liner, the nude one in the waterline. This one doesn't, and you can kind of see it really does make a difference. This eye just looks much more awake and just fresher. So that's definitely a little trick. I love nude colors in the waterline. Okay, so I always have to contour my nose. It's definitely a must in my makeup routine. So I usually like to do it with a concealer first. I'm just gonna use that same concealer we used on our under eyes and on our face. And I'm gonna use a little pencil brush and just place some of that concealer on the tip of my nose like this and along the bridge. Just dot it like that, and then I'm just gonna blend that out a little bit, and this acts as a really nice base for any highlighter that you want to put. If you don't want to highlight your nose and you just want to put the concealer, that will look amazing as well. So I'm just gonna blend out that concealer with my hands. It adds a little bit of dimension. And now for the fun part, which is blush and highlighter. I actually have these ColourPop. These are their blush and light Stix sets. So I actually have all 5 of their sets. I'm just torn between using either the rose set or the poppy set. So let's see. I think I'm gonna use the poppy set today. So this one is called Call Me Big Poppy, which is really funny. And it comes with 2 blushes and 1 highlighter. I'll swatch it for you guys so you can see. So it's like a cream formula, and they're really nice, especially for the summer months. If you just really want to be minimal, cream products are always so much more natural and they just look amazing on the skin. So those are the 2 blushes, and that is the highlighter. So I think I'm gonna go in with the blush shade called Under Pressure, which is more of the bright coral shade. And I'm just gonna pounce a little bit of it on the apples of my cheeks. So I didn't put a powder on top of that foundation. If I did, we would kind of be in trouble because you don't really want to mix powders and creams. That's why it's important, if you're using any cream products, not to use powders with them, because it could just end up being quite a little bit of a cakey mess. So cream on top of cream is definitely okay. I feel like a doll right now. So just to blend that out, I'm going to use this Morphe JH05. This is just like a cute little blending brush. It's nice because it's not too big. And I'm just gonna pounce that, just blend it out. As you can see, these blushes blend out really nicely. Okay, so we're all nice and blushed and bronzed, and now it's time to highlight, which is my favorite part, and I believe this actually makes the look all come together because I just love a nice, beautiful, glowy skin look. So I'm gonna start by using this ColourPop Golden Highlighter Stick. This is in the shade called Bullseye. It was part of the Poppy collection. I'm gonna place some of this cream highlighter just on my cheekbones, the top part. So you can use a beauty blender to blend it out if you like. I'm just gonna use this brush. This is a Morphe JH07 little brush. And I'm just gonna kind of diffuse that cream highlighter. And it's honestly up to you guys how much glow you really want. I personally like a lot of highlight, so just to make this nice golden sheen pop a little bit, I'm gonna use this other ColourPop highlighter. This is also a cream highlighter, so everything's pretty much cream based. I'm not using too many powders on this look. This is their Maleficent one, the Mistress of All Evil highlighter. I believe it's still available on their website, and it's an amazing, gorgeous, just beautiful champagne highlight like that. It just adds a beautiful wet look to your face. Just going in with that same brush, I'm just gonna add a little bit more just to the top parts of my cheeks to make that highlighter pop a little bit more. You guys see that? It's like so beautiful. Okay, now to highlight my nose, I'm going to use that same ColourPop highlighter. I'm just using this small JH42 brush by Morphe. This is the perfect brush I like to use when I'm doing my nose highlight. So I'm just going to place some of this highlight just on the tip of my nose. And then along the bridge. So I know a nose highlight isn't for everyone, so of course you can skip that altogether. I just really like the way it looks on me personally, and I just love a lot of highlighter in general, and of course you could tone that down. It's all up to you. And now I'm just gonna put some mascara on. I'm not gonna use any false lashes today because I do wanna keep this look simple and just more natural looking. So I'm just gonna use this L'Oreal Lash Paradise Voluminous Mascara. This is just their blackest black shade, and I'm just gonna put that on my lashes. Okay, so that mascara is on, and I almost forgot the most important step, which is highlighting the inner corners of my eyes. I find that this really just completes any makeup look. It makes you look more awake, refreshed, and I don't know, I just always have to highlight the inner corners of my eyes. So I am gonna go in with that same ColourPop highlighter and just use that same little pencil brush that we used to highlight the nose. And I'm just gonna place some of that on the inner corners. And you can even highlight the brow bone. I just really haven't been doing that as much lately, but of course you definitely can if that is what you like. Okay, so that's what was missing. And now to fully complete this look, we need to do the lips. So first I'm going to line my lips with this Sephora Rouge Gel Lip Liner. This is in the shade Sink or Suede number 28. I really love this formula, and I love the Sephora lip liners. They're really great. So I'm just gonna line my lips with this shade. It's really nice because it is a mauve nude shade, which is on the more natural side. And I'm kind of just gonna take that shade and fill in the rest of my lips with this nice mauve nude color. So you can definitely just leave the look like this with just a lip liner as your lipstick to keep it a little bit more natural. I'm actually gonna go in with this lip butter. This is by Nivea, and it is the Raspberry Rosé one. I actually love this lip butter because it does have a really nice light pink tint to it, so it's really nice to put on your lips if you don't want to wear like lip gloss or lipstick. It adds just a little bit of color, and it does keep your lips nice and moisturized. So I'm gonna put a little bit of that on my lips just to lighten that lip liner a little bit. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. This is my dewy, glowy skin, kind of soft, no makeup look, and I really hope you guys liked it and maybe you learned some new techniques, and you can try this look out for yourself if you really don't want to look like you're wearing too much makeup, especially on those hot summer months where you just don't want makeup dripping from your face. So I really have liked doing this makeup look in the summertime because I just feel a little bit more natural looking, especially when I'm more tan. I feel more comfortable just wearing a little bit less makeup, and I just love the whole glowy, dewy kind of skin look. So let me know if you guys like this makeup look. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I will be sure to answer them in the comment section down below. And please guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!